I say with visitors when they walk through the gate here, a lot of people are struck by how beautiful it is and how well maintained it is. All of that's true, but a lot of work goes into it, but there's a lot of history behind the scenes of what took place to make this site what it is today. These sites are maintained by U.S. government, actually the American Battle Monuments Commission. It's an executive agency, independent agency of the executive branch, and there's at least one American manager at each of the sites. For instance, here, I'm the superintendent here, but I've got a neighbor about a 25-minute drive. Another American superintendent maintains our sister site here in the area with a shared history. But I think it's important for American visitors to realize this is their taxpayer dollars at work overseas to tell the story of what took place here with the memory of the fallen. All World War I. We're at a World War I site here. So again, it's not just the Battle of Belleau Wood. I think that's what most people are probably surprised to understand here at the Aisne-Marne Cemetery. It's the Battle of Belleau Wood. Yes, we're here on the battlefield where primarily the U.S. Marine Corps took over 3 weeks of very bloody combat in June of 1918. But in fact, they were relieved by U.S. Army troops who continued the fight, many of who fell into fields actually just to my left here. Beautiful French countryside as it was in 1918. There's always been a connection with the French and Americans, especially going at least back to 1918 that I know of. Of course, we could always go back to 1776 as well. Many people do that as well. But what's interesting is to see the turnout of the first few Memorial Days here with the local community. Very high. All the school children, all the local officials, they came out to honor the fallen. It hasn't changed. Last year we had over 3,000 here. And I know we're going to have more in 2018. So that's a link. We're talking 100 years on, and we still have great local community support. We have multi-generational visitors and sometimes employees who work and maintain these sites. Often their father or grandfather worked before them at some of these sites. So again, there's a lot of different ways of making the connection, but I could tell you that the French have not forgotten what took place here to free them the first time around 1918. And then of course, as I've worked as well in many World War II cemeteries in France and elsewhere, the locals, it's pretty common just to see a great local community support for the sites.